on Eternal City TV and the next episode of That Black Chick in Europe. Well, first, I want to really thank all of our subscribers. We made our goal, everyone. We are over 1,000 subscribers, and we want to just thank you so much. Today, I wanted to talk about the art of the pivot. You know, I've mentioned this before in other videos, but actually it has really loomed large as of late. For me, you know, I always had to learn to be flexible, because that's what really the art of the pivot means, is being flexible. And sometimes we get in our head that we have a plan, it's gonna look like a certain thing, a certain way, and done by a certain time. When I was younger, because I'm not so young anymore. Wow! But we're all fed this idea that nothing is going to stop me. I'm going to get it done by hell or high water, yada, 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 yada. Bullshit. Sometimes it's good to continue forward, but as I've learned through life, sometimes, you know, the universe is telling you something and you better listen, you know. Sometimes the universe is guiding you or trying to guide you to where you really need to be to actually achieve what it is you want to achieve. And it doesn't quite look like the picture that you had in your head, but this is it, you know, and what you had in your head perhaps is wrong, you know. So these are the questions that I started to learn to ask. I've been given some rather interesting choices. You know, when I first decided to come to Italy, it was really to change, to shake things up a little bit. You know, I felt stagnant in LA. You know, I said this before. I felt stagnant. I felt like I was hitting my head against the wall. The industry was just like, I was getting always so close, and everybody's interested, but nobody wants to do a damn thing for you. They want somebody else to do something before they do something. Oh! And so I just wanted to come back someplace where I felt like I had a better balance in my life, and also where I felt the most creative, you know, to maybe kind of plug into that creative energy again. But, you know, I also came here knowing that perhaps elsewhere in Europe, you know, probably like the UK, more or less, might be that place where my career would kind of find its legs. And so I came here with that in mind. Well, as things turn out, because of all of you wonderful subscribers, I've been handed an opportunity that I didn't anticipate having, actually. I had uploaded terms and conditions and premiered it last year, and we got really good initial response. You know, we promoted it, you know, paid sponsors, etc., etc., etc. And, you know, I thought that was it. Whatever we got at that point, we got. Well, it turns out, you know, just a couple of months ago, all of a sudden, for whatever reasons, the algorithm gods in YouTube decided to pick up my little web series. And we have almost 500,000 views and counting. just in the past 3 months. So I'm in business school, by the way. I don't know if I ever mentioned that, but I'm also working on my MBA online. So that was another reason why I wanted to come and kind of downsize my life a little bit, financially as well, trying to live a little bit more frugally. You know, in Los Angeles, just really, really expensive. I didn't factor this in to the equation. Oh! And all of a sudden, I have this opportunity. So I had to start thinking about a pivot. Like, where could I go? Where could I go? And I was really thinking about possibly relocating to Portugal because they have such a great streamlined remote worker visa that I could take advantage of. However, uh, you know, I mean, for film, okay, I could do similar things. I mean, they have some great culture, history, beautiful countrysides. The weather is actually a little bit nicer than even here. So it could be a really good place. But as this channel started to grow and it was the scripted content that started to grow it, I knew it was time to get the rest of my scripted content out. I'm a OG boy. And so I was faced with a choice because, you really can produce from anywhere and then just go when you're ready to shoot wherever you're going to shoot. But to be honest, that adds an extra layer on the production that makes it a little bit more difficult, especially when you're a small production company and you don't have a lot of money to begin with, at least to, pay for everything. So you don't want to add any layers. So I started thinking about what would make more sense about growing my channel, going to Portugal, or my next project, Drama Queen, needs to be shot in New York. So going back home to New York, which totally did not factor in any of my plans. Not that I don't love New York. I love New York. New York is home, and New York is where it is. Everything is there. However, you need a lot of money to live in New York. And it's just stressful just trying to survive. And so I really had no intention of going back to that. That's why I left LA. LA is almost as bad.
Girl, please.
I really felt like, okay, I really have to listen to the universe, because also as I started moving forward with all the plans to go to Portugal, the first thing was like getting an FBI background check. And that just became a comedy of errors here that eventually I just had to fly home to New York and get it done. The next thing then that the universe was like saying, little girl, I don't think so. Trying to book an apartment, through the same platform that I found this fabulous apartment. All of a sudden, I can't find anything in Portugal. I tried to book 4 different apartments, and there was always some problem, and I started thinking, maybe this is the universe telling me this is not where I'm supposed to go, that I am supposed to go to New York. Because also I have a couple of situations that could fall right into place. So far, it looks like the timing at least falls into place. So, this is when you want to pivot, you have to really look at these things. And I could totally be like, no, I'm going to Portugal. But, it's just becoming something that seemed so easy is becoming really difficult. The first thing about learning how to pivot is recognizing when maybe something isn't the right thing, not because, of anything other than the universe is making it way too hard to do. Not that you shouldn't try hard or everything should always be easy, but in all of your choices, if you have other choices, perhaps there's another choice that's a more appropriate choice. That is the question that you need to ask. So when you want to pivot, it's about asking the right questions and also being really clear as to what your objective is, because my objective is to grow my film career. And so I had to kind of weigh, Portugal, how does that really work in growing my film career? That's the question. I hope, this is helpful for you. And I look forward to creating that content that you guys are really enjoying. And cheers.
What's your flow? Don't forget to subscribe so we can continue the conversation.